I have only ever finished Borderlands 3 once, and I loved it. But because I used a total of around 20 different weapons, shields, and grenade mods the entire time, I thought that the best and most fun way to experience the game would be to do a tough challenge while also using a lot of different weapons. So I thought I'd try Borderlands 3, but every time I level up, I lose everything. And starting off with the rules, and we've got rule number 1, which is absolutely no action skills or whatsoever. Then of course rule number 2 would be, as soon as I see that level up sign on my screen, I immediately go into my inventory, drop every single thing, even if I can't even equip that stuff yet, just everything absolutely gone straight away as soon as I see that level up sign. It's basically just a brand new start every time I level up. Then the third and final rule is that I can use melee, but only in certain circumstances. Like say if I'm trapped in a room and I have to kill everyone inside before I can leave, and I level up in that room, then maybe all of the items in there are too high a level for me to pick up or something. Who knows, just in case I can use melee if I really have to. And that's the rules done, but just before we start, if anyone has any tips or sees me doing anything stupid in the game, let me know, because I've only played this game once really. I don't know what I'm doing. I would appreciate any info that I can possibly get to help this game. But now we finally start the game, and I decided to go with Mose because she seems like someone who's good with weapons and might have a lot of skill tree points to go towards weapons. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going off a guess. Also, quick note, whose idea was it to make Marcus look like a fucking Discord mod? But whatever, we end up getting dropped off by him straight to Claptrap. And of course, if you start off a game in the Borderlands series, you are in the middle of nowhere. So then I get Claptrap to teach me how to walk properly. And now I'm on my way to finally kill a bunch of people. So Claptrap walks me straight towards my first gun of the game. Then I wait for Claptrap to talk to this gatekeeper droid that's definitely not from Star Wars. And then of course he gets kidnapped by this giant magnet by these Children of the Vault people who pray to the Calypsos as gods. And if you can name one game in the comments apart from Dragon Quest where the religious people are good in any way, shape or form, I'll give you $1 billion because I do not see that happening at all. Then after fighting all of these COV people for a while, I finally get my first shield. And now I can finally fight the first boss of the game, Shiv. And yes, he did bring a knife to a gunfight. That's why he's gonna lose. Then as I'm sitting on 2 health bleeding to death, I finally kill Shiv. And oh shit, I've reached level 2. And now that I've leveled up, I now have to drop absolutely everything I own, including the new shield I just got. Nice. But luckily Shiv did drop a shotgun, so I quickly picked that up and it's time to go talk to Lilith. My favourite character of all time. Cool landing, but there was actually zero reason why you couldn't have helped me 2 minutes ago. And then a bunch of more people spawn in this area even though I cleared it out just 2 minutes ago. I'm guessing it's just to show how useless Lilith is. I'm not 100% sure. But they must have spawned out of thin air because they were not here before. Then after a whole bunch of nothing dialogue that means absolutely shit all, I'm guessing, we finally make it to the droughts. And I realise that this game absolutely loves giving me hour-long loading times. Obviously it doesn't take that long, but an entire minute is actually how long it took. That's terrible for a game that came out only a few years ago. And now that we're in the droughts, we can finally go and meet the worst character in the entire Borderlands series, Vaughn. Now, I'm not gonna lie, he annoyed me so much that I just started listening to music instead of listening to the game noise. Then after I bring him back to Lilith, I finally get to level 4. And of course, now I have to go and drop everything again. Then luckily I was right next to a medical vendor so I could buy myself a pretty decent shield, but sadly there are no weapon machines here, so I'm stuck with 0 guns, but at least I've got a shield. And finally we get to go and meet a good character for once, Ellie. And I think she's gained a couple chromosomes since last game, but that's alright, she's still fine. And now I have to go and catch my first car. And while I could have just gone and grabbed the one that was parked there, what would be the fun in that? So I steal one off this dude, run him over, and I go take it to get it scanned so I can use it whenever I want. And because I'm very smart, I decide to go and fight the next boss at level 4. And that boss's name is Mouthpiece, and he is basically the equivalent of Captain Flint for this game. Then after almost making it all the way to Mouthpiece, I finally reach level 5 and have to drop everything. And there's a big problem here because I don't have any level 5 weapons in the area that I can get. Everything around here drops at level 6. But I did see a gun in a chest earlier that was at level 5, and I decided to go all the way back and grab that, so I actually have something to use. Then with this gun, which was actually pretty good, I make it all the way to Mouthpiece, and I realised that I don't have a shield, so this is gonna be tough. Then over 10 minutes later, after constantly fighting these little dudes, constantly dying, and eventually I reach level 6. So I have to drop everything I have, which is very little in the first place, but now I can finally go around and grab a bunch of level 6 items and fight Mouthpiece for real. But before I do that, I grab whatever I can find on the floor that was already here. I sadly did not get a shield, but I did get 2 decent looking guns, and proceeded to do some big damage to Mr. Mouthpiece. And I was thinking I was doing pretty well, but I ended up getting killed while I got him down to quarter health. And I thought that was pretty good, but now I've finally got a shield, so I'm going to try again. And with the addition of my Fire Nova shield and my Fire Grenade mod, I absolutely melted Mouthpiece. And after his final invincibility period, I throw all the grenades I have and they absolutely destroy him, and that is Mouthpiece finally dead. And while he didn't drop a legendary, he did of course drop his guaranteed drop, the killing word, but I'm quite sad because I don't think I'll be able to actually use this gun whatsoever, seeing as I'm about to turn in this main mission, and that usually gives me a lot of XP, and it might level me up. But luckily the main mission actually didn't give me that much XP this time, which I wasn't expecting. So I head straight for the main mission and nothing else because I want to get the most use out of the good weapons that I have. But sadly I'm going to be using most of that level on this mission with Tannis and Lilith, because they are both sirens and they are also completely fucking useless. They have the same type of powers as the gods in this game, but struggle to fight off a couple of normal bandits. Of course they do. Then shortly after, sadly I reach level 7 and have to get rid of everything I have, and now I am completely and utterly defenseless. So I watch as Lilith kills everyone with her powers until this last guy, who I guess can't be killed with her powers because that must be why she's not using it, and she absolutely sucks with the gun. Guessing she forgot how to use them since Borderlands 1, not sure, but this took forever. And just as a final kick in the face, as the last person to die, he's the only one to drop a weapon. How? And now that that mission's done, Lilith decides to teleport away, grab Ellie, and teleport back. She could have teleported me there, but I had to drive by myself. Thanks Lilith, you actually screwed me over in 2 games. I'm then sent out by Ellie the Sicko to go cause 10 counts of vehicular manslaughter and use their dead bodies as biofuel. Little bit fucked up, but I'm okay with it. Then as I head back with my biofuel, I am stopped before I can get to Lilith, and while I'm just sitting behind this door, I watch a cutscene of Lilith getting her tattoos forcefully removed. I mean, sure, it was supposed to be sad and all, but did she ever use them properly in any way, shape or form? Because from what I've seen, not really. Those tattoo powers were pretty useless in her hands. And then after a while and killing all of the COV people, I'm then forced to revive her. And if I had the choice, I would have chosen not to do so. She's actually hopeless and a terrible leader. I mean, Claptrap's idea of always running away usually would work. I vote Claptrap for leader of the Crimson Raiders. Or is it called something else in this game? I don't know, because Vaughn made me turn off my volume. But then we eventually make it onto the Sanctuary spaceship, and we see Lilith here acting like a little girl just because her tattoos got removed. That's just a little bit over dramatic, huh? Why is she limping? Bro, walk it off. And because earlier the ship screwed up and now I have to go around and help everyone, I meet Tannis in the doctor's place. Which is weird because Dr. Z isn't here. What happened to Dr. Z? I didn't watch or play or read Tales of the Borderlands, so I have no clue. Please let me know. Then I find the Discord mod at his shop, helped him with a few fires, and he gives me no discount. Then I eventually meet up with Moxie and she teaches me how to gamble. Then finally I finish the main mission, I'm on the verge of level 8, and next time I'll be heading to Prometheus. And that will be all for this video, and if you've got any tips that will be greatly appreciated. I still don't know that much about this game, but thank you for watching, and there will be a new episode very soon.